In the heart of Uttar Pradesh, where the aroma of spices fills the air and the echoes of history whisper through ancient streets, lies Lucknow. But for one young girl, the most captivating sound wasn't the call to prayer or the laughter in the bazaars. It was the powerful roar of iron giants, the freight trains of Indian railways. Meet Amara. She's a bright-eyed, curious young girl whose world is filled with stories, colors, and dreams. Her laughter echoes through the narrow lanes of her neighborhood, and her imagination knows no bounds. Born to a Ugandan mother and an Indian father, Amara carried within her a beautiful blend of cultures. Her home was alive with the aroma of spices and the sound of two languages, where stories from Kampala mingled with tales from Kolkata. This unique heritage shaped her identity, making her both a bridge and a beacon between two worlds. Life wasn't always easy in their small home. The walls were thin and space was limited, but love filled every corner. There were days when the power would go out, and nights when the monsoon rain drummed on the tin roof, but Amara's spirit remained unbroken. Her parents worked tirelessly to provide for her. Her mother, with gentle hands and a warm smile, managed the household, while her father returned home each evening, weary but hopeful. Their sacrifices were silent, but their love was loud. But amidst the everyday struggles, Amara found solace and inspiration in the most unexpected of places, the railway tracks that snaked through her district. To her, these tracks were more than just steel and stone. They were a gateway to adventure, a place where her dreams could run wild and free. Every rumble, every screech of the wheels was a symphony to her ears. She would sit for hours, sketching the trains as they thundered past, imagining the distant lands they might visit and the stories they carried with them. These weren't just trains carrying goods. They were symbols of immense power, of journeys far beyond her horizon. Each train was a promise that the world was bigger than her small town, and that one day, she too could travel beyond the familiar. And among them all, one engine stood out, the mighty WAG-12. To Amara, it was more than a machine. It was a symbol of hope, strength, and the possibility of forging her own path, no matter where she came from. The WAG-12, a behemoth of the rails. With its twin sections and incredible hauling capacity, it was the king of the freight lines. For Amara, it wasn't just a machine, it was a dream on wheels. She would spend hours watching them pass, imagining herself in the driver's cabin commanding this iron beast. It seemed like a distant fantasy, a goal so grand for a girl from a humble background. But in Amara's heart, a seed of ambition had been sown, nurtured by the rhythmic clatter of the tracks and the powerful presence of the WAG-12. Amara wasn't just dreaming, she was working. Every evening, as the city lights flickered on outside her window, she sat at her desk, surrounded by open books and scattered notes. The world outside might have been full of distractions, but Amara's focus was unwavering. She knew that her dreams would only come true if she put in the effort, day after day. She poured her energy into her studies, understanding that knowledge was her ticket to a different future. Science, math, and engineering became her companions late into the night. Sometimes the equations seemed impossible, and the concepts felt out of reach. But Amara refused to give up. She believed that every page she turned brought her one step closer to her goal. But Amara wasn't the top student in her class. Sometimes she struggled to keep up, her grades not always reflecting her effort. There were days when she felt invisible, her hand raised in class but her voice lost among the others. The pressure to excel weighed heavily on her, and self-doubt crept in more than once. While others focused on the lesson, Amara would sometimes find herself lost in thought, imagining the roar of engines and the rhythm of wheels on tracks. Her mind wandered to distant places, picturing herself designing powerful locomotives or solving problems that would make trains run faster and safer. These daydreams weren't just distractions, they were fuel for her ambition. Still, her determination and passion for trains kept her motivated, pushing her to try again, no matter how tough things got. Even when she stumbled, she picked herself up, learning from her mistakes and growing stronger with each challenge. Her love for trains was more than a hobby. It was a driving force that kept her moving forward. Her parents, though perhaps initially surprised by her unusual ambition, recognized the fire in her eyes. They encouraged her to pursue her dreams, instilling in her the belief that anything was possible with hard work and dedication. Their support became her foundation, reminding her that she was never alone on her journey. With her family behind her and her determination burning brighter than ever, Amara was ready to chase her dreams, no matter where the tracks might lead. The path wasn't easy. Every day brought new hurdles, and sometimes the weight of expectations felt overwhelming. Amara often found herself questioning if she was truly cut out for this journey, if she could really make it through the demanding world of railway engineering. But deep down, she knew that every challenge was shaping her into someone stronger. There were challenges, moments of doubt, and nights spent poring over textbooks when everyone else was asleep. The silence of those late hours was filled with her determination, even as uncertainty crept in. She faced setbacks, failed tests, misunderstood concepts, and the fear of falling behind her peers. And honestly, the sheer scale of the knowledge required felt pretty daunting. The stacks of books seemed endless, and the technical jargon sometimes felt like a foreign language. But with every page turned, she grew a little more confident, a little more capable. But Amara's childhood fascination with the freight trains fueled her perseverance. She remembered those early mornings at the station, eyes wide with wonder as the massive locomotives thundered past. That spark of curiosity from her youth became her guiding light, reminding her why she started this journey in the first place. She immersed herself in the intricacies of railway engineering, signaling systems, and the science behind every moving part. Each lesson was a step closer to her dream, and every challenge was an opportunity to learn something new. She spent hours in hands-on workshops, exploring the complex mechanics of locomotives. The smell of oil and metal, the hum of engines, and the thrill of solving real-world problems made the learning come alive. She learned about the power of electricity that drove these giants, understanding how every wire and circuit played a crucial role. The technical details were challenging, but she found excitement in unraveling the mysteries behind the machines she admired as a child. The precision required for safe operation became clear, and she realized that every decision in the cab could mean the difference between safety and disaster. She practiced, made mistakes, and learned from each one, growing more skilled with every session. And the immense responsibility that came with commanding such a powerful machine was never lost on her. She felt the weight of it, but also the pride that came with mastering something so significant. Her instructors saw her dedication, and her confidence grew. The dream of driving the WAG-12 was no longer a distant fantasy. It was becoming a reality she could almost touch. Each day brought her closer to the cab of that powerful locomotive, and the vision that once seemed impossible was now within sight. It was a tangible goal within her reach, earned through perseverance, hard work, and an unbreakable passion for learning. Amara's journey was far from over, but she now knew that with determination and heart, even the biggest dreams could be brought to life. The railway industry, like many others, had its traditional norms, but Amara was determined to break barriers. She faced challenges, perhaps subtle biases, but her skills and unwavering passion spoke louder than any preconceived notions. Finally, the day arrived. Amara received the news she had been working towards her entire life. She was accepted into the Indian Railways training program, a step closer to her ultimate dream. The training was intense, demanding both mental and physical fortitude, but for Amara, it was a labor of love. Every lever, every gauge, every signal was a piece of the puzzle she had been longing to understand. And then, the moment she had only dared to dream of. Stepping into the cabin of a WAG-12, the sheer size of the controls, the panoramic view from the driver's seat, it was everything she had imagined and more. Her hands gripped the controls, the weight of the responsibility and the thrill of the moment coursing through her veins. With a deep breath and a steady hand, Amara guided the mighty WAG-12 forward. The iron wheels rolled on the tracks, carrying tons of goods across the land, driven by a girl from Lucknow who dared to dream big. Amara's story is a testament to the power of dreams, the strength of perseverance, and the breaking down of barriers. From gazing at freight trains in the dusty outskirts of Lucknow to commanding the mighty WAG-12, she proved that passion and dedication can indeed move mountains, or in her case, move thousands of tons across the Indian heartland. Her journey continues an inspiration to all who dare to look beyond their circumstances and chase their most ambitious dreams. What will your iron wheels drive you towards?